Hello there, this is Welsh ASMR 82. Hey, how you doing? So, in this ASMR video for football or soccer, we're going to be taking a look at Manchester City FC. I'm trying to get through all of the ones in the Premier League, so drop me a comment and let me know which one you want to see next. I've just done Luton, who are the new boys in the Premier League, and I've done a couple of others. I swore blind I'd done Man City, but I looked and looked through my own channel and I couldn't find it, so if I have, then I'm doing it again, but I couldn't see it. I've definitely done Man United, Liverpool, Arsenal, I think I've done Chelsea, Brighton, Nottingham Forest, so check out those videos too. I hope you find the video relaxing or entertaining, interesting, whatever. If you are enjoying it, don't forget to click that like button. So if you don't know the format, I'm going to read through the Wikipedia article, look at the general facts, a little bit about history, current squad, rivals, and then we'll call it quits. Hopefully by that time you're perfectly chilled out, maybe even asleep. Or you're writing me a comment with a recommendation for the next video. Manchester City Football Club are an English professional football club based in Manchester that competes in the Premier League, the top flight of English football. Founded in 1880 as St Mark's, West Gorton, they became Ardwick Association Football Club in 1887, and Manchester City in 1894. The club's home ground is the Etihad Stadium in East Manchester, to which they moved in 2003, having played at Main Road since 1923. Man City adopted their sky blue home shirts in 1894 in the first season with a current name. I'm just going to look at these facts here. So this is the, you can see my camera there, Manchester City. Got the, that must be the Lancashire Rose, 1894. Manchester City Football Club, nicknames the Citizens, spelt alternatively, the Blues, the Sky Blues, short name Man City or just City, founded 143 years ago in 1880. Ground the Etihad Stadium, capacity 53,400, and it was of course used for the Commonwealth Games originally, which were housed, what's the word, which were in Manchester a couple of years ago. The City of Manchester Stadium, currently known as the Etihad Stadium for sponsorship reasons, is the home of the Premier League club Man City with a domestic capacity of 55,000, making the 6th largest football stadium in England and the 9th largest in the United Kingdom. See if I can just get some nice pictures. It is a lovely stadium, actually. I really like it. It's a nice outside view. Okay. Owner City Football Group Limited, Chairman Khaldoun Al-Mubarak, manager Pep Guardiola. Last season, and they had the sky blue home colours. Let's continue then. The club joined the Football League in 1892 and won their first major honour, the FA Cup, in 1904. Man City had its first major period of success in the late 60s and early 70s, winning the league title, FA Cup, League Cup and European Winners' Cup, under the management of Joe Mercer and Malcolm Allison. After losing the 81 FA Cup final, Man City went through a period of decline, culminating in relegation to the third tier of English football for the only time in their history in 1998. They since regained promotion to the top tier in 2001-2 and have remained a fixture in the Premier League since 2002-2003. Man City received considerable financial investment, both in playing staff and facilities in East Manchester, following its takeover by Sheikh Mansour bin Zayed Al Nahyan through the Abu Dhabi United Group in August 2008. This started a new era of unprecedented success, with the club winning the FA Cup in 2011 and the Premier League in 2012. Under the management of Pep Guardiola, the club became the first in the Premier League history to attain 100 points in a single season, before completing an unprecedented sweep of all domestic titles in England in 2019, and become the first English men's team to win the domestic treble. In 2023, the club won their first UEFA Champions League, while also winning the Premier League and the FA Cup in the same season, completing a continental treble. Manchester City topped the Deloitte Football Money League at the end of the 21-22 season, making it the football club with the highest revenue in the world, approximated at 731 million. In 2022, Forbes estimated the club was the 6th most valuable in the world, worth 4 billion. Man City are owned by City Football Group Limited, which is majority owner in the Abu Dhabi United Group, valued at 3.7 billion pounds in November 2019. Okay, history-wise, we're going to read the first bit, skip the middle bit and go to the last bit, okay? City gained their first honours by winning the second division in 1899. With it came promotion to the highest level in English football, the first division. They went on to claim their first major honour on the 23rd of April 1904, beating Bolton Wanderers 1-0 at Crystal Palace to win the FA Cup. The Blues narrowly missed out on a league and cup double that season after finishing runners-up in the league campaign. But they still became the first club in Manchester to win a major honour. In the seasons following the FA Cup triumph, the club was dogged by allegations of financial irregularities, culminating in the suspension of 17 players in 1906, including captain Billy Meredith, who subsequently moved across town to Manchester United. Naughty, naughty. A fire at Hyde Road destroyed the main stand in 1920, and in 23 the club moved to their new purpose-built stadium at Main Road in Moss Side. In the 1930s, Manchester City reached 2 consecutive FA Cup finals, losing to Everton in 33, before claiming the cup by beating Portsmouth in 34. During the 34 run, the club broke the record for the highest home attendance of any club in English football history, as 84,569 fans packed Main Road for a 6th round FA Cup tie against Stoke City, a record which stood until 2016. The club won the First Division title for the first time in 1937, but were relegated the following season, despite scoring more goals than any other team in their division. 20 years later, a City team inspired by a tactical system known as the Revy Plan reached consecutive FA Cup finals again in 55 and 56. Just as in the 30s they lost the first one to Newcastle United and won the second. The 1956 final, in which the Blues defeated Birmingham City 3-1, saw City goalkeeper Bert Trautmann continuing to play on after unknowingly breaking his neck. I know about that. After being relegated to the second division in 63, the future looked bleak, with a record low home attendance of 8,000 against Swinton Town in January 65. In the summer of 65, the management team of Joe Mercer and Malcolm Allison was appointed. In the first season under Mercer, Man City won the second division title and made important signings in Mike Summerby and Colin Bell. 2 seasons later, in 67-68, City claimed the league championship for the second time, beating their close neighbours Manchester United to the title on the final day of the season, with a 4-3 victory at Newcastle United. Further trophies have followed. City won the FA Cup in 69 and a year later triumphed in the European Cup Winners' Cup, defeating Górnik Zabrze 2-1 in the 1970 final. As of 2022, this was the club's only European honour. The Blues also won the League Cup that year, becoming the second English team to win a European trophy and a domestic trophy in the same season. Okay, let's skip then to the more recent time. City produced another campaign to remember in 2020 and 22, retaining their league title, following another close title race with Liverpool, and making it 4 titles in 5 seasons. In another case of typical City, needing 4 points from their last 2 fixtures, the Blues had fallen behind by 2 goals in both games, only to recover to a 2-2 draw at West Ham and 3-2 home win against Aston Villa in the season finale. These last 3 goals were all scored in a 5-minute blitz between the 76th and 81st minutes, in moments that would sit alongside the famous victories in the 1999 playoff final against Gillingham and the 2011-12 Premier League finale against QPR. City also reached the Champions League semi-finals again that season, and for only the 3rd time in their history, but were beaten there by Real Madrid 6-5 on aggregate after extra time, over 2 closely fought and very dramatic games. In February 2023, the Premier League charged the club with over 100 financial rule breaches, including failing to comply with financial fair play rules. In 2022-23, the club's most successful campaign, they completed it with a continental treble of the Premier League, FA Cup and UEFA Champions League. Manchester City became only the 2nd English men's club to win such a treble after Manchester United in 1998-99. Manchester City's home colours are sky blue and white. Traditional away colours have either maroon or from the 60s red and black. However, in recent years several colours have been used. The origins of the club's home colours are unclear, but there is evidence that the club has worn blue since 1892 or earlier. A booklet entitled Famous Football Clubs, Manchester City, published in the 1940s, indicates that West Corton, St Mark's, originally played in scarlet and black, and reports dating from 1884 describe the team wearing black jerseys bearing a white cross, showing the club's origins as a church side. City had previously worn 3 other badges on their shirts prior to their current badge being implemented in 2016. Some info about the badges there. Should we look at the squad then? Okay, we've got Kyle Walker, Ruben Diaz, Calvin Phillips, John Stones, Nathan Ake, João Cancelo, Mateo Kovacic, who was the new signing this summer from Chelsea, Erling Haaland, Jack Grealish, Zach Steffen, Aymeric Laporte, Rodri, Kevin De Bruyne, Steven Ortega, Julian Alvarez, Bernardo Silva, Sergio Gomez, Manuel Akanji, Riyad Mahrez, Edison, Maximo Perrone, Scott Carson, Phil Foden, Cole Palmer, Rico Lewis, Josh Wilson Esperand. Since 2003, Man City have not issued the squad number 23. It was retired in memory of Marc-Vivien Foé, who was on loan to the club from Lyon at the time of his death on the field of play while playing for Cameroon in a 2003 FIFA Confederations Cup match. That's very good. Lots of Welsh captains here. these are, yeah, more captains. Player of the Year each season since the end of the 66-67 season. The members of the Man City official supporters club are voted by ballot to choose the player on the team they feel is the most worthy of recognition for his performances during that season. The following table lists the recipients of this award since 2000. So Erling Haaland got it. Hall of Fame, Hall of Fame. Just wanted to carry on and have a look. Yeah. Supporters. Since moving to the City of Manchester Stadium, the club's average attendances have been in the top 6 in England, usually in excess of 40,000. Even in the late 1990s, when City were relegated twice in 3 seasons and playing in the 3rd tier of English football, home attendances were in the region of 30,000. Wow! Compared to an average of fewer than 8 for the season for the division. Research carried out by Man City in 2005 estimated a fan base of 886,000 in the United Kingdom and a total in excess of 2 million worldwide. Although, since the purchase of the club by Sheikh Mansour and City's recent achievements, that figure has since ballooned to many times that size. Rivalries. Manchester City's biggest rivalry is with neighbours Manchester United, against whom they contested the Manchester Derby. Before the Second World War, when travel to away games was rare, many Mancunian football fans regularly watched both teams, even if considering themselves supporters of only one. The practice continued into the early 60s, but as travel became easier and the cost of entry to matches rose, watching both teams became unusual and the rivalry intensified. A common stereotype is that City fans come from Manchester proper, while United fans come from elsewhere. In 2002, a report by a researcher at Manchester Metropolitan University found that while it was true that a higher proportion of City season ticket holders came from Manchester postcode areas, 40% compared to United's 29%, there were more United season ticket holders. The lower percentage being due to the United's higher overall number of season ticket holders, 27,000 compared to City's 16,000. Over the last few years, Man City has also developed a notable rivalry with Liverpool FC, currently considered one of the biggest in association football. Though the two clubs had been involved in a title race in the 76-77 season, Liverpool and City's modern rivalry began in the 2010s, with the Blues beating Liverpool to the 2013-14 title by just 2 points on the final day of the season. In the final of the 2015-16 League Cup, City defeated Liverpool on penalties after a 1-1 draw. The two clubs met in European competition for the first time in the 2017-18 Champions League quarter-finals, where Liverpool won 5-1 on aggregate, ultimately reaching the final and then winning the competition a year later. In the 2018-19 season, City again won the title on the final day, with the Blues' 98 points and Liverpool's 97 being the third and fourth highest Premier League points totals ever. The following season, Liverpool clinched the title, recording 99 points, the second highest Premier League total ever, after Man City's 100 in 2017-18. To finish 18 points above runners-up City. The Blues then regained the title in 2021 and outgunned Liverpool in another closely fought title race in 21-22 to finish with 93 points to Liverpool's 92. The success of the two teams in the 2010s and 20s has led to the development of a rivalry between Jurgen Klopp and Pep Guardiola, the managers, with the two previously having been respective managers of Der Klassiker, rivals Borussia Dortmund and Bayern Munich in the Bundesliga. At the end of the 2018-19 season, Guardiola described his relationship with Klopp as a beautiful rivalry, and called Klopp's Liverpool team the strongest opponents I faced in my career as a manager. In September 2019, Klopp hailed Guardiola for being his greatest rival ever, after both were nominated for the FIFA Men's Coach of the Year in 2019, which Klopp ultimately won. In a 2019 survey, City fans answered that Liverpool and not Manchester United are the club's biggest rivals. Man City also have a long-established local rivalry with the Bolton Wanderers, Oldham Athletic and Stockport County, and more recent competitive Premier League rivalries with Tottenham Hotspur and Chelsea. Okay, that's gonna be everything for today. I really hope that you enjoyed the video. Click like if you did. Drop me a comment and tell me who I should do next in this series that I'm doing a lot this summer on. Don't forget to click that subscribe button if you are new to the channel and you enjoyed this video. Plenty more to come. And lastly, if you want to join my Patreon like a couple of others have recently, info for that is in the box below. Okay, I'm going to leave you now. Hope you're okay, and I'll see you again really soon. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.